Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Daily Crypto News, which is always myself, Vibin. Got my brother with me, Mr. Scott Tripp, aka the Crypto Beast. And as you guys know by now, we like to get together, run through a couple of crypto articles, and see what you guys think about them. But before we get started, just like we do every day, we like to do our daily market sentiment, where we go over and let my brother introduce himself and also give us the latest sentiment on the market. So without further ado, Scott, take over.
I guess there's a couple of good things in the market. So I guess the one thing is Shiba did get put on Robinhood. I'm not going to go into too great a detail. It felt like it bounced Bitcoin a little bit more to just below 40. It's never retested again from the past previous level. So I always expect, like, if it goes below that level, then we're going to see a big, huge decline. And every time it's just tested a bit above that. So it seems to be holding a little bit anyways. Like, I'm trying to be pessimistic.
Yeah, I say the market neutral sentiment right now. I mean, it's always a time for altcoins and other things. Some things are always green, right? But I think it's still very neutral. We still got a lot of things sidelined where we did see a little bit of volume come back into the market. It wasn't really enough that, like Scott was saying, that really like took us by storm. So without further ado, we'll go right into the daily crypto news. The first headline today is actually going to be coming from Cointelegraph. The headline reads, Brazilian central bank president confirms CBDC pilot will launch in 2022. So the president of Central Bank of Brazil confirmed that the country's sovereign digital currency pilot will go live this year, Cointelegraph reported. The confirmation about the digital currency came during an event on Monday where Roberto Campos Neto, the president of the Central Bank of Brazil, noted that a pilot CBDC program could go live in the second half of this year. So using the STR in real digital is a way of creating digitalization of the currency without creating a rupture in the bank's balance sheets. This project should have some kind of pilot in the second half of the year. During his speech, Neto clarified that he still believes in crypto. He still believes crypto is more prominent as a form of investment rather than a form of payment, while adding that it could also change if the adoption amongst the masses rises. So this is pretty, we'll keep it short and sweet, but just kind of letting his people know today that the CBDC pilot will launch, and maybe not in the first part of the year, but it will be, going to probably the second part of the year. So they are going to go to a digital currency out in Brazil. So this is going to be pretty cool, and definitely want to see how they try to take this digital real that they talk about and use it out there in their country for their people.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. That sounds really interesting as well. I'm gonna do this article first. I'll just show it to you. We discussed this previously before, but just showing it again. The FBI's takedown of Vurgil Griffith for breaking sanctions firsthand. So Ethereum developer Vurgil Griffith took a plea deal after breaking sanctions against North Korea, was formally sentenced earlier today. The final chapter in a 2-year journey, as bizarre as it was shocking. Journalist Ethan Liu, author of Once a Bitcoin Miner, attended the infamous event in North Korea at which Griffith spoke. He was asked to submit a statement for Griffith's sentencing. Although the statement was ultimately not filed with the court, here he tells the inside story of what happened. Vurgil Griffith had been in North Korea soil for only a few hours when he casually told fellow travelers and their local guides that his trip was unsanctioned. Unique in the world, the United States bans its citizens from going to North Korea without explicit permission. Griffith, an American in Singapore working for the Ethereum Foundation, had sought such permission unsuccessfully. He recounted at the round dinner table at Pyongyang's Riverside Potonggang Hotel. Griffith had made his case the best he could on why he should go to the Pyongyang cryptocurrency conference in 2019, but was denied. And so he decided to go anyway, he told the people at the table. 4 days later, in a building shaped like an atom, Griffith told a crowd of North Koreans how they could harness blockchain in negotiation with the United States. At the time, bilateral talks can be bogged down by the question of which measures should be unwound first. the United States economic sanctions or North Korea's nuclear program. Griffith said both could happen simultaneously through a smart contract tied to a North Korean missile. If all the news reports say the sanctions on North Korea had been lifted, the missile will deactivate. Then, when explaining how smart contracts work, Griffith used the idea to shave my cat as an example. His presentation were more speculative, far-fetched, and based on publicly available information. It's unclear how serious he was. He had certainly not taken the US government's opposition to his trip seriously. But it's kind of funny, afterwards, he went into the actual FBI office when he got back, or the US Embassy, and told them that he did go on the trip, in fact, and that he had a sit down with a few of the officers. So Special Agent Branson Kavanaugh of the Federal Bureau of Investigation Counterintelligence Unit in New York was soon brought into the fold. Then the circle grew to 3 lawyers from the Justice Department, plus Treasury Department attorneys. On Thanksgiving in 2019, Griffith was arrested in Los Angeles. Accused of helping bypass sanctions by teaching it about blockchain, Griffith ultimately accepted a plea deal for 63 months in prison and was sentenced in April 2022. But from what I understand, he's been in jail the whole time as well. So, I mean, I feel horrible for him. It's something that's so simple. I get where they're coming from and that the States doesn't want anybody going to North Korea, but he was trying to help the States in the end. So I think it's a crazy sentence for what the guy is doing. But I mean, I understand too, when you break sanctions, there's got to be consequences to your actions. Vitalik was a big proponent of hoping that they would give him a light sentence. So I don't know if that 60 months was a light sentence, but I would figure he's probably over halfway done that already.
It's 5 years is what it is. So
yeah, he's been
so 60 months
since
is 5 years.
so he's been in jail since they set it on there since 2019. I think he was arrested. Yeah. So 2019.
No, he got out after that. So today was the actual sentencing, right? So today was the verdict in the court. So it was on TV. So he got 5 years, a little bit over 5 years, 5 years and 3 months worth of time today. So this is going to be a new sentence. He'll actually be gone for 5 years. It's kind of a tough sentence in the terms of there was nobody like any kind of criminal act that was taking place, but it was just like definitely. I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter today, and people, definitely didn't think it was a light sentence. But I mean, like you said, man, sometimes trying to help isn't really helping.
I thought he was in jail this whole time going through this. So
yeah, but he wasn't arrested. I don't think he was arrested like doing the time for that. But we could definitely see. But either way, I wouldn't want to be on either side of it. But the second article I got here is coming from Bloomberg. Joke no more. Shiba Inu is among 4 cryptos tokens listed on Robinhood. So Robinhood markets included 4 new cryptocurrencies on its platform, including Shiba Inu coin, in a win for proponents who had long argued in the favor of the joke token becoming available for trading. So the platform, popular with day traders, also added Solana, Polygon's Matic, and Compound's Comp to its list of available trades, and a possible appeal to users now that the surge in retail trading that came during the outbreak of the pandemic lockdowns has abated. Prices of all the tokens listed rose. So Robinhood users have long requested the SHIB token to be listed. Petition started last year, had more than 550,000 signatures in favor of the move. A Robinhood representative did not immediately respond to a request for the comment about the listings, but Robinhood has been active around the crypto offerings in recent days. Last week, it announced a rollout of a cryptocurrencies wallet, which was granted access to 2 million customers who were on the waiting list for the product. The wallet enables users to interact with crypto outside of Robinhood's trading platform, including allowing them to buy NFTs. Bloomberg reported the product was first announced September, not long after Robinhood chief Vlad Tenev said that such a wallet was in high demand amongst the users. And this might be a little bit of because I don't think this wallet was supposed to interact with NFTs from what we heard at the conference, but they reported here that it would, but I think that would be on maybe it's a secondary chain type of thing. But yeah, that's going to be something to look out for. You know, we've seen SHIB jump up in price today around 30%, maybe a little bit over 35% today. So I didn't really get a chance to look at Polygon and Matic, but I think all of them have like a little bit of a push coming from this listed news today. So definitely good for the SHIB holders, and 550,000 signatures is always good to have when you have a petition.
No doubt. And SHIB, like, to get listed on Robinhood, that's a huge thing. Like, it definitely jumped the price. There's no question. They were waiting for that forever, a lot of the users. So I'll just share.
Super big green candle today.
Yeah, no doubt. So this is another one. We've been talking about Nigeria in the past, but it's nice to see this. 35% of Nigeria's population are crypto investors, new study reveals. As inflation mounts and cryptocurrency becomes more accepted as a valid alternative to traditional assets, increasingly more people are jumping on the bandwagon, becoming crypto investors themselves. One of the countries where this trend is most clear is Nigeria, a study has revealed. Specifically, the latest report by KuCoin, one of the leading crypto exchanges in the market, has uncovered that more than 33.4 million Nigerians, accounting for 35% of the country's population between the ages of 18 and 60, are either current owners of crypto or have partaken in crypto trading in the previous 6 months, according to a press release published on April 12th. Furthermore, the Into the Cryptoverse report, Nigeria edition 2022, has disclosed that 52% of the crypto investors in Nigeria allocate more than half of their assets to cryptocurrencies, while 65% of crypto investors make fiat deposits to cryptocurrencies via peer-to-peer trading. Finally, 70% of Nigerian crypto investors have said they're planning to grow their investment in crypto in the following 6 months, giving reasons to believe that digital asset adoption in the country is accelerating, the press release said. And this is amazing news. I always say, like, these countries is where people are going to benefit the most. So I'm excited.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of stories this year talking about the adoption rate of crypto in Africa and Nigeria in particular. So love to hear the news and see how much they are implementing crypto out there. Over at 30% of the people out there being invested is definitely a cool number. So to go over to the last article, to tie a little bit back to what we were just talking about with Polygon being listed on Robinhood, they also made another announcement today. The headline here is coming from Cointelegraph. The headline reads, Polygon commits to carbon neutral in 2022. So the Polygon network announced on Tuesday its commitment to going carbon neutral and climate positive this year by releasing their green manifesto, a smart contract with the planet Earth. They also made a $20 million pledge to offset their carbon footprints and buy extra credits to eventually become carbon negative. And they released a video today. You can see it on Twitter, on their actual Twitter at OX Polygon, unveiling the green manifesto, a smart contract with planet Earth. So part of their Ethereum scaling solution plans for its sustainable future includes provide resources for ecosystem partners who also want to offset their carbon footprint. Additionally, they hope to facilitate NGOs to make donations to go towards fighting climate change. And Polygon also recently raised $450 million in a Sequoia-led funding round and other blockchain ventures in order to expand its scaling solution, which includes Polygon PSO, Polygon Edge, and Polygon Avail. So according to Polygon's co-founder, Sandeep Newell, these scalability and sustainability initiatives are part of their overall strategy to foster mainstream adoption of Web3 applications. So definitely good to hear more news about Polygon and how they keep, putting new things out there, especially when it comes to Web3. They want to try to, cover all their grounds as far as making sure that they're going to be energy efficient, going green. They've been partnering with everybody out there to build a bridge to make sure people can use their solutions. So definitely good, more good news coming from Polygon today. So just happy to see what they're doing with the carbon neutral.
Next article is another great one that I'm excited for. Ethereum's shadow fork tests successful ahead of proof of stake upgrade. The merge, Ethereum's latest upgrade from proof of work network to a proof of stake blockchain, passed a key test phase. The process dubbed the merge was successfully trialed on a private mainnet staging area known as a shadow fork. The event is one of 2 test stages before the upgrade ships to the public mainnet. While desired results were achieved, a few minor obstacles remain. Core Ethereum engineers deployed a crucial merge test on Monday ahead of the most anticipated switch to proof of stake blockchain network, according to a GitHub post published by Tim Biko, an Ethereum developer. The event happened on a so-called shadow fork mainnet as a transition to point-of-sale consensus mechanism, or point of stake, consensus mechanism represents a massive overhaul of the Ethereum network. Developers have spent months picking out the bugs and fine-tuning the process. Ethereum engineer Tim Bako stressed the importance of running a shadow fork test first before proceeding with a merge. Biko released a post saying, "Shadow forking mainnet is incredibly useful because it shows us how nodes react in the harshest possible conditions. When the state and history are large and transactions are the most complex, after a mainnet shadow fork, we can also test how stable nodes are, how well they sync, etc. when trying to join the fork network. This gives us data not only on the transition itself, but also on how new nodes behave when they join the network in a post-merge state. While the shadow fork test to ascertain cross-chain node operability from Ethereum's main execution layer and its beacon chain consensus mechanism was successful, a member of the Ethereum Foundation, Paratoish Gianthi, noted that 2 client blocks recorded some difficulties. However, network engineers are reportedly working to solve the issue and plan to redeploy the shadow fork again on April 22nd, 2022. Prior to the latest shadow fork test, Ethereum engineers ran a demo of the merge on the Kiln testnet back in March. The trial was also a huge success and showed that combining the main Ethereum network and its parallel beacon chain is possible. However, the test encountered a few issues per thread from Ethereum developer Marius van der Wiggen. At the time of writing this report, no concrete timeline has been announced regarding when the upgrade will go live. However, Galaxy Digital analyst Christina Kim opinioned that the shadow fork's result play a major role in determining the timeline for the final merge. So these guys are testing this pretty hardcore right now. That's one good thing, that they're testing it to make sure they don't have the errors, probably looking into abilities of people trying to hack it as well, I'd assume. Like, there's probably a lot of research going into this. So kudos to them for doing that, because you see what happens when a project is rushed and they release it right away.
Oh yeah. You could see this take place for the greater part of 5 years. The testing, the testing takes time. We know when Cardano came out with their smart contracts, they came out and, they're still testing them. So it definitely takes time. So, definitely got to keep an eye out for that. But the shadow fork testing is exciting. It's going to get more exciting. And I think this is the time of the market where you're starting to see these real, all the developers really coming together, pushing, trying to get their products out, trying to get those utilities out. It's going to be definitely some interesting times coming up in parts of this year for sure. So the last part, we're going to go over to trading view, take a look at the total crypto market cap, some of the dominance features we take a look at. Right now, the total crypto market is sitting at 1.82. So still a little bit higher than we were when you think about where we were last week, but not as high as we were, last week we were a little bit higher, but we're still playing around in that same area. We're above that floor from the 1.5, 1.6 area in the market cap. And the Bitcoin dominance right now is at 41.55. So we're starting to see the Bitcoin dominance kind of stabilize back on that old floor that it was on, between 40 and 41, 40 and 42. And then the Ethereum dominance is still holding up pretty well, 19.85. So we're starting to see it finally make some higher lows on the 1 day on the dominance. So no telling what's going to happen. I think right now is definitely the best time to say it's very neutral in the market. I think, it's a good time if you don't want to trade. If you trade, I wouldn't be trading in this. But if you are somebody who dollar cost average, you're going to continue to dollar cost average because these are great accumulation zones. But then again, if you're somebody who's looking to get into the market, I think you can potentially wait a little bit longer and weigh out your risk by paying attention to what's going on in the markets right now. So, but guys, that's all I have for today. Scott, you got anything for the people before we head out?
That should be good for now. And I appreciate you taking the time, everybody, to listen to us and hear us out as we go through the news. So keep your eye out again for another episode with us.
Yeah, we're back again the same time tomorrow. So we'll see you guys then. And until then, guys, peace out.
See you guys later.